All right. Erik Steckling here with Coach Erik Johnson, just kind of wrapping up the Boston College women's basketball season. 12 wins this year, Coach. Obviously some ups and downs. Just kind of summarize the year in general. A big year for learning and growth for you guys.
It was. This was a team that, we had some good expectations coming into the season. We had lost our 2 point guards from the season before, as well as our senior leader, shooter, and Carrie Shields. But we had had such great success in the conference tournament down the stretch that I really wanted to. Our hashtag was raise the bar, right? And so we started out the season. We played Stanford really, really tough, one of the top teams in the nation. Had some really close losses against some excellent teams in Cancun, Iowa, who ends up a top 25 team in the Big Ten championship. BYU, another top 30 team, who's the WCC championship, and then we ended up getting on a 7-game winning streak going into conference play. We beat Virginia Tech in the first game. Our first road trip at Duke, at Notre Dame, right? Number 2, number 3. A lot of learning in those, and we're not there yet, especially in those environments against those teams. We come back and we beat a very good Miami team. And at that point, we're sitting there looking, okay, postseason play, and what are the things we need to do to keep getting better. The injuries did affect some things. Kristen Doherty was really never herself after that Miami game. She got hit in the back and ended up sort of having between the back injury and some concussion issues and an infection. I really am sad for her that she never really was herself, although she got to put together one really nice senior night performance. We were a team where our margin for error was thin. And when your margin for error is thin and you have a few things go on and you're playing in an unforgiving conference like the ACC, where even when you're having a really good game, you might still get beat because you're playing somebody really, really good. And so, the losses started piling up down the stretch of the season. But as we always say, we want to look at how we play, not necessarily who we play in the scoreboard. Let's look at the process over just the outcome. And so still, again, a lot of good growth, a lot of learning. Disappointing because, hey, we're there to win. And those players are competitive, and the scoreboard does matter. And so, hey, we've got a lot of work to do, and I wanted to be able to send our seniors out on a little better note with the wins and losses. But again, I'm proud of the effort and the fight we showed.
Talked about Kristen a little bit. Her and Katie obviously mean a lot to this program. Very fitting and touching, the senior night tribute to them. Katie obviously just couldn't really make it. It was very nice, the arrangement that you and Maryland had to send her off like that. But talk about their impact on this program.
Sure. So, the senior night thing you're alluding to, for those who don't know, Katie Zenovich was out. She could not play that game with a knee injury. But we let her go through the starting lineups and get all the cheers. Brenda Fries and myself had an arrangement where she could start the game safely, and whoever won the tip was going to call timeout so I could sub Katie out. And the fans, I think, appreciated that. I think it was not only for Katie, but just there's a kid who meant so much to our program, and just blood, sweat, and tears. She gave her heart and soul for 4 years, and I think the fans in Conti Forum really enjoyed getting to see her start that last game in Conti and be honored and get a chance for them to stand up and honor her in the way that they did. That was neat. And Kristen Doherty actually got to play. She looked like herself for one game. It was really the only game in those last month that she really shot a high percentage and was, and I think she was playing on adrenaline because honestly she was in the hospital the next morning and really never was able to play again. I think when you say you leave it all on the court, I think she literally left it all on the court that night. But their legacy will be that their competitiveness, toughness in practice, their care for this university, that leaves an indelible mark on our team, on those younger players. And I'm just fortunate to have been able to coach them, and we just hope to be able to continue their legacy.
Now, talking about leaving it all on the court, 2 of your top 3 scorers this year were on your classmate, actually. Nicole Boudreau, Kelly Hughes. The future looks pretty bright if those two and some of the younger players keep making an impact.
Oh, you bet. Look, Nicole Boudreau burst on the scene last year. He's a local legend. He's won state titles and everything, but a lot of people wanted to know, hey, can this kid play in the ACC? Guess what? She can play in the ACC. She makes the all-rookie team last season. So Kelly Hughes comes in. a similar looking player, right? A guard with a good skill set, but not physically imposing. Kelly might have even been skinnier than Nicole Boudreau when they started. Our strength staff does an amazing job with our players. They're both gaining some of the strength and just ability to be able to compete physically. But again, Kelly Hughes has another freshman season just like Nicole Boudreau did, where she's one of the best shooters in the nation. She's got a high IQ. She's tough. She's smart. And when she learned how to defend and that she could take people to the basket at this level and go finish and get herself to the line, man, her game just got better and better and better. She's one of the players that I was sad that the season ended for her, because she was on this, this learning curve that was really, really impressive. So, look, those are two of the best shooters in the nation. They're BC kind of kids. They have the heart, the grit, the intelligence, the unselfishness that we really value as a program, and they're clearly going to be big centerpieces moving forward.
Kat Cooper also logged a number of starts this season, had some breakout games. I know that performance down at Duke was one of those that really stood out for her. Just a really exceptional season by her.
Sure. Kat Cooper, Lauren Angallon are a couple players that they loved getting the opportunities they got, but I probably asked too much of them because of our lack of depth in a lot of positions. I put them in positions that were really, really tough. And to those young women's credit, they never backed down from that challenge. And they Coach, I'll do anything you need me to do, even if it's not necessarily within their comfort zone. And so what you saw was Kat emerge as a player who can knock down open shots. She's an intelligent cutter. You saw Lauren Angallon, break pressure and use that ball handling, and that she's got some pizzazz to her game that's that we need to be able to slicing and dicing through the defense and setting some things up. And again, they're really, really important players on our team. And my hope is that as we move forward, we can really get them in the right positions to be successful and not ask them to do too much at some certain places. But again, these are kids that'll do anything I ask them to do. They'll fight, and they were huge parts for us. Logged a ton of minutes, didn't complain about anything, and again, really, really proud of them.